Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It has been a little bit of a minute since we've streamed, but we are back now. Allergy season is among us, and just like you, I am human, and it seems I suffer from allergies. 1 second, the sound's all off. Fuck. Wow. All right, let's get into the first video here, boys. Let's jump into this first video here. Jay-Z, Drake, let's go.
What kind of spellcaster Drake must be for him to be getting family members to turn on each other, because that's what it seems like happened. Because after the Roots picnic, when Jay-Z went on stage, dropped that freestyle, dropping bars at everybody, which I love the freestyle, but we need music, Jay. We need music. Like, please just drop the song, like leak the song, something like that, so it doesn't seem like
Does anybody actually care about a Jay-Z release?
you're officially dropping and dissing. I want to enjoy some new Jay-Z music. It's been too long since we've gotten Jay-Z music. With that being said, there was a rumor going around that started off with Tasha K, where she said, whoa, just got word that Jay-Z allegedly kicked Rory and Mal out of his section at the Roots picnic. He allegedly told them, I thought you both were Drake fans, then proceeded to kick them out. This is bad news considering they are Rock Nation talent, signed to him.
Wow. Yo, Jay-Z is becoming so petty right now, dude. Because all the shots that Drake fired at him, and now he's coming back, but nobody cares about anything that he's saying, and he doesn't have enough magnitude of power like he used to. That pull, it just isn't there anymore. And he's panicking, dude.
Everything is allegedly, even my name is allegedly. Now keep in mind, Tasha K is the one that lost the lawsuit against Cardi B, where she was spreading these rumors around Cardi B's like STD and STI results, which turned out to be false, and she decided to fight Cardi B on it, and Cardi B gave her multiple chances to revoke these statements. So
how you gonna fight? So someone made claiming about a disease that you do or do not have, and you're fighting. That's a wild thing to be fighting somebody on.
So Tasha K, while she does get a lot of accurate gossip and news ahead of other people, it's a toss-up. It's you don't know what you're gonna get. But the reason why I had responded to her was because the couple of first bars that I heard on Jay-Z's freestyle, I thought he was talking about Mal, because he said, "I steal on you suckers, I maul on you," and I was like, yo, this was one of the early bars in Jay-Z's freestyle. And if this story is true that Tasha K is saying, then it might have actually been towards Mal, because Mal has been one of.
I will say this. Jay-Z is the prime example, because I've never seen this. I've always just seen it on YouTube and tutorials on YouTube with that. It's a possibility that it could be done. But Jay-Z clearly, he took out the dreads and he has the afro. So it's clearly a possibility. It's clearly something that can be done. And Jay-Z is clearly showing us that he's the first nigga to be able to pull it off. To take your dreads out and have an afro. That's pretty fire.
In Jay-Z's freestyle. And if this story is true that Tasha K is saying, then it might have actually been towards Mal, because Mal has been one of Drake's, I wouldn't say mouthpieces. I don't say he speaks for Drake.
First of all, if he's talking about these two guys here who do the podcast with Joe Budden, yeah, they're Drake dick riders, bro, of course.
But Drake speaks to him a lot.
But it's also crazy because they're not just are they Drake dick riders, yes, but they could also be Jay-Z fans. But the worst case and the worst situation of all is the fact that they're employees of Jay-Z, dude, and he's talking to them like this.
And when Push-Ups came out, he gave some hints before Push-Ups even came out. So during the beef, Mal got a lot more information than academics, I can assure you of that. And I initially thought Mal was catching a bar because of that. But there's also that familial connection with Jay-Z in the past. And when we're talking about family, there were 3 co-founders of Rockefeller Records. It was Biggs, Kareem Biggs Burke, it was Jay-Z, and it was Dame Dash. Dame Dash completely out of the picture. They're not cool at all. Biggs, Kareem Burke is Mal's brother. So that's where that connection comes in. And Mal has always been tight with The Rock, with Jay, has only spoken good of him. And Rory's always been a big Jay-Z fan. I think he might have even worked for Rock Nation at a certain point. Don't quote me on that, because he used to do a lot of events in the Northeast, Jersey, New York. So I thought, and then somebody also made the point where he said, yo, he was talking about Marlo from The Wire. So if he's talking, I wouldn't put it past Jay to be talking about Marlo, Mal, as in like Mal from Rory and Mal.
The crazy thing about this whole thing, though, is like I'm saying, it's like, dude, it happened and now nobody cares. Like, does anyone actually really care about this whole Jay-Z beef that just went on, that just happened? It's not even a beef. It's not even like that. It's like Drake put it up, and then everyone's like, okay, he's going to challenge him. And then he's challenging him, but as he's challenging him, everyone's realizing that, yo, we actually don't care about a Jay-Z and Drake rap battle. Like, we really don't care about a beef like that. That's wild, bro. That's sad. Realistically, that's sad. That's what I always say about becoming famous and all that stuff, bro. It's like your relevancy. People
Maul as
live
in
and die for it.
attack. Because what mauls people? A bear. Where are bears at? A lot of bears are in the ice. Nah, Iceman. Nah, I think the last Iceman one is a reach. But I think Marlowe and Maul is not too far apart. So the first thing that Maul would do is respond and let her know that, hey, look, I was home watching Game 7. So this didn't happen. Although we would get some devastating news on the Rory and Maul podcast when they would hop on, which they're on Sirius XM. I don't think they're on Rock Nation Management or Talent or anything like that. And Tasha K was not all the way wrong because first, Rory would describe his experience, and he was there.
That Jermaine Dupri was throwing. And the first moment I saw him, he said, I need you to FaceTime Maul right now. I said, JD, we're in a club. We're at a party in a session. B Cox, Sean, pretty women. Yeah. He said, FaceTime Maul right now. He didn't say, hello, Rory. Yeah. FaceTime Maul right now. Yeah. I give him my phone. Maul answers. JD doesn't say hi to Maul. He starts screaming in a club around women. Pick a side of the family.
Oh, my God.
And just starts screaming.
Terrifying hoes.
What side of the family are you picking? And mind you, it was funny in the club, but all of us around in the section were like, what side are you going to pick?
Y'all crazy, man.
You and I have not spoken this weekend. No. I have been at the edge of my seat, and we could do a breakdown of this freestyle first, but that's where my head is at the moment. No one wins when the family feuds, and it's your family.
So Rory's there with Jermaine Dupri, and this is what Tasha K is describing. She just didn't have all the details. So the first thing Jermaine Dupri does, they're in a club, they're in a section, and he tells him to FaceTime Maul. And then he's telling him choose a side of the family, and this is insane, because why are people this pressed? That he has to be pressed on Jay-Z's behalf. Unless these people are going ride or die about Jay-Z. And to be frank, I do agree here with these guys. Like, yo, you're this guy's family. There should be an expectation that you're going to ride with.
Okay, so I guess the headline is a little bit misleading. They are family, but Rock Nation family, not actual family members in Jay-Z's family. Because that would be crazy. Imagine Jay-Z waking up and his own daughter or his own wife just don't like him. They don't mess with the raps anymore, or the raps that built the entire empire, the entire system of wealth. They just wake up and say, "Yo, I ain't rocking with that anymore." My dad's not a great rapper. It's a little bit ridiculous, I would say. Yes, very ridiculous. So, but yeah, I guess let's keep figuring out what's going on here. But I really don't see the beef, though. I really don't see the beef.
Jay-Z when it comes down to it, especially when Jay-Z tosses some bars. I understand that being their expectation, but what about Maul's response? Because Rory, he's kind of just throwing it out there. He's the one that gets pressed about the situation, funny enough. And this was Maul's response on who he would choose if he had to pick between Drake and Jay-Z.
Need to be explained. What side are you on?
There ain't no side to pick because it's not beef. It's not a beef. It's just two niggas going at it.
All right, hypothetically, if it goes there,
so what you gotta pick a side then.
I picked mine. I was with Biggs.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I might have to ride with my man Drake, man.
Over your actual family?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
All right.
Oh my God.
I've defended you for so long. Things are misunderstood. Y'all don't understand.
I gotta ride with my
I even
man.
explained certain things.
Went Team Drake instead of Team Jay-Z. Clearly, wow.
The fans.
It's my man.
That looks like you don't understand how would you feel.
Listen, Hov is big, bro. But I'm just saying, in a frilly little fable, my man, I gotta go with my man, dog. I gotta go with my man. It ain't gonna be nothing. It ain't getting physical. It ain't none of that. But if it's a frilly fade and my man versus big bro, yo, listen, man, it gotta go down.
Let me get this camera.
Well, then it makes sense.
Biggs, I'm your little brother now.
Then it makes sense that he got kicked out of the section after hearing this clip. If Jay-Z heard this clip, which I'm sure he has, because Jay-Z's petty like that, then there you go, guys.
I'm your little brother now. I'm your little brother.
I gotta go with my man.
I'm your little brother now.
I gotta go with my man. What y'all want me to do?
I'm about to call your sister, bro.
I
That's
gotta go
insane.
with my Yates. I gotta go with my man, B. Jay is big bro. That's big bro. That's family. We know that.
I know, but let me
my man.
let's really dig into some. Like, let's really be real here, and the reason why Maul is picking the side that he's picking because he noticed that his family won't disown him if he don't pick his family side.
Disown me? Can't nobody disown me. What you talking about?
His family loves him
And I
won't
love
disown
my
him
family.
and won't disown him if
But
he
if
picks
it's
his
my
side.
man, like, yo, listen, big bro want to go in the streets to catch a fade, and that's my man. I'm like, big bro hit hard as shit. Yo, but yo, come on, man.
Oh, wait.
Isn't his dad Burke? I think his dad might be Burke.
I got a roof for my man.
Damaris, you're not seeing it.
I got a roof for my man.
I
don't know, man. That the whole situation between Drake and Jay-Z, I think maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it would have been fire. It would have been something that actually resonates through the culture. But I think right now it's kind of tried and washed because Drake has become so big and so powerful that all these sort of testaments and sort of eighth wonders of the world of hip hop, legends and stuff, they don't even hold a candle to him. The man is too good. He's too good at what he does. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. The beef is ridiculous. Why is this doing this to me, man? What are you guys thinking? What do you guys think? Jay-Z and Drake? What do you guys think about that? You guys like that? You like Jay-Z and Drake? Conversation you want to have? Jay-Z, Drake? Drake. All right, let's get into this next one. Let's get into this next one. Go and call your baby, tell her. Let's get into this next
Vlad is
one.
at the center of a very gross tape being leaked, and I have an interesting theory about who exactly leaked this. Now, this all started with an interview that Vlad did 5 months ago, interviewing one of Diddy's hired guys, for lack of a better word, Sly Diggler, an adult entertainer, male adult entertainer. And in this interview, he would talk about his
I like how Diddy has his own roster of adult entertainers. What a freaky ass nigga, bro.
experience with Diddy and Daphne Joy in particular, and one of the freak-offs that they had. And he would also describe the size of, after being asked by Vlad, the size of Diddy's, downstairs. And he would say it was one of the smallest he had ever seen. And then Vlad would extrapolate and say, oh, this explains a lot. And he would be shown a tape of it, a less than 60-second tape that Sly Diggler had on his phone. So this already happened. Fast forward until a couple of days ago, that tape leaks. It leaks on the internet.
First of all, Vlad is when it comes to journalism, I've never come across somebody who doesn't take journalism seriously. Like, Vlad is not serious at all by any means when it comes to journalism. This is the journalism that he's doing. What is this? The gonzo journalism? Where he's asking people, oh, yo, what's the size of Diddy's member? Oh, can you send me a video proof? Bro, come on, man. What kind of gotcha journalism is that? It's gross.
I think the first place it leaked on was Lipstick Alley, in one of the dark rooms of Lipstick Alley, which, shout out to all the girls on Lipstick Alley. They do their research. I'll tell you that much. I, fortunately, never had to see this tape. I just heard the descriptions, but 50 Cent tried to jump ahead of it and say the following. She's not a victim. Sire, can you imagine going to 8th grade to find out this is your mom? The court system in LA thinks it's fine. And then he reposted Neighborhood Talk posting this and saying social users react to alleged footage of Diddy. It's not alleged because people were wondering whether this was AI or not. And Vlad even came out on his own channel with a video recording himself saying, hey guys, I can confirm this. I saw the beginning of this, and that's the one that the adult entertainer sent me. So a lot of people felt that this might have been leaked by either Sly Diggler or Vlad. Vlad said it's not me. And 50 Cent would also...
How can somebody go around in society with the name Sly Diggler, dude? Like it's for real. Like they're actually a real person. And this is wild, dude.
Also posted on IG and say, free Diddy, he has gone through enough being born with no D, LOL. And I was seeing them like, man, this does not look good for 50, to be honest, because in that, some people are saying that there was some moments where she was getting urinated on. She was just slobbering on meat. It was, and keep in mind, 50 Cent's arch nemesis is Diddy, right? So this happens. And then Daphne Joy responds to this whole thing. And she says, everybody plays the fool sometime. And I have been the biggest fool. I just wanted my man at the time to be happy and satisfied. Okay.
Hey. Don't shame them for being the demon and party monsters that they are. Don't shame them for that. Because when she's with you, she's right. Just like she's saying here, when she's with him, I just wanted my man at the time to be happy and satisfied. What she's saying there is completely true. I wanted to fulfill all his desires. You see, when you're in that relationship with her, she's willing to do all the crazy shit that you guys see on the internet, right? But as soon as you leave, you sort of come to your senses, you start realizing, oh, that shit I did with that person, that's something I'll never do again. Because that's a certain relationship you have, that one connection with a person. So you can't shame her for wanting to do this. You know what I mean? For doing the things that she did. You can't shame her for that. That's crazy.
I wanted to fulfill all his desires, even if that meant breaking my own boundaries. Okay. I deeply loved him, and I believe he loved me too. It's still so painful for me to process the harsh reality and truth of that relationship. But as time passes, in my quiet moments, I realized that it was far from love. Keep in mind, she had a child with 50 Cent. 50 Cent wanted a family with this woman, and she went and, quote, fell in love with his arch nemesis, his worst enemy, a guy who's known to be a freakazoid and within the industry already was known to have rumors on his name that he didn't even like women. So she knew all this before she even got with Diddy, and he was paying her a salary too. The recent leak was a tape I never consented to being filmed on. I don't believe this is true. I was blackmailed by the person in the video and was threatened that if I didn't give him the lump sum of money that they would leak it on the web. I almost gave into this demand, and once I didn't, this person eventually sold this tape to a giant media outlet. The media outlet called me one day and said they had the tape and asked if I had any comment before the release. It was the first time I ever fainted in my life. This is a problem here because there's a thing called revenge porn laws. So there's no way that a media company is going to be able to buy something and then threaten to leak it if you never consented to being filmed.
Yeah,
that's two crimes right there. They're going to leak it, which is revenge porn, and they are extorting you for money before they leak illegal footage. I don't believe that. Once the media company understood the tape they purchased was revenge porn and an extortion scheme, they backed off from broadcasting it. Okay, this is a little bit sensible, but I don't trust anything that comes out of her mouth. I know they're probably reading this and I want to say thank you for doing the right thing, even though years later it's come back to haunt me again. It took me all day to find the courage to rewatch my abuse. Having to watch this tape was triggering and painful because only I knew the inner turmoil and pressures I felt in those moments. I was not and was never.
Bro, this is a perfect example as to why people need to be careful of the choices that they're making day to day. I understand, I get it. Society as a whole, it's, you know what I mean? It's a lot. Society as a whole, it's a lot. There's not enough food. There's not enough money. There's not enough jobs. But apparently, since April, jobs surged about 7.9% in the market, job openings. So I mean, that's a good call, right? But you don't have to go and degrade yourself just to have the money and the lifestyle to be hanging around with all these Bati boy rappers. Doesn't make any sense.
In my right mind throughout the entirety of that relationship. This is crazy. She's not even trying to say like, yeah, you know, I was up to GHB, whatever the hell else they were doing. And keep in mind, she said she enjoyed all of this. And no, I was off all of that. It was actually during the entire duration of the relationship, which was what, over a year, that I was just, I don't know, I was out of my mind. Yeah, she was money drunk. She was drunk off the lifestyle. She was on private jets with Diddy. He was paying for apartments, LA homes. Yeah, she was drunk. Anybody would be out of their mind living a lifestyle like that. I was not and was never in my right mind. I just want to hold on to that girl in that room. She was not a girl in that room. She's 39 right now. She was 30. She was a grown woman for at least 10 years, and get her out of there and tell her that wasn't love and she didn't need to do this for love. My heart is breaking as I type this. I wish so many things were different, but I can't take back the hands of time. I can only continue.
The crazy thing, and this is what I'm saying, even if you look at the Diddy documentary, that near the end, that one nigga, that the producer that was with the Diddy, producing all the stuff with Diddy, and he was owed 30 G's. Man's was owed $30,000 and Diddy still hadn't paid him. But you're engulfed in this lifestyle. Oh, the lifestyle. I'm with Diddy. I'm hanging around with Diddy. We're making music. We're in the studio with Diddy. Champagne's flowing. The girls are flowing. The yacht's flowing. The flights are flowing. But yet you're still out 30 G's for your production that you still haven't been paid for. The actual work that you're supposed to have been done, you haven't been paid for. But everything else you've been given. All the spoils. The club, the girls, you know what I mean? Hang around with Diddy, the essence, the allure of money, but you never actually have a single dollar to your name. Man, these niggas are master manipulators, bro. But it's also, on one hand, the other side of it is also, this is what people want. People lust over fame and money.
To move forward and slowly learn to love and trust myself again. I want to love and protect myself so much that I'll never come across such a harmful environment again. This is the first time that I've ever felt a part of my own body and that my body belongs to me. I'm precious, not after that. I am special. I am worthy. This sounds like one of those rituals they tell themselves in a big group. This I promise to hold true in my heart for the woman I'm becoming and for the woman I once lost. Keep in mind,
sounds like one of those things she tells herself after everything.
Accountability.
Everyone has ran through.
So her and Abba have something in common. And funny enough, Vlad would respond and say, I would like to point out that even though Daphne Joy is so distraught over her freak-off tape with Diddy getting leaked, her OF is having an 85% off sale. You know she's making a bag off of that recently. Vlad would also claim he knows how it got leaked and won't tell us. I know how the Diddy Daphne joined Sly Diggler tape got leaked. It was a private conversation, so...
Dude, isn't it crazy that after this story leaks and gets out, the bitch goes out and decides, yo, I'm gonna put my OF on 85% off. What is, like, bro?
I can't give out the details. But like I said before, I never had that video in my possession. So he's just flexing on us like, hey guys, I know how it got leaked, but I'm not telling you. So we just, the whole point was tweet at that. But I developed a little bit of a theory on my own. Keep in mind, it's just a theory of mine, but level with me here. I said this on X, and I said, I think Diddy leaked this himself, or obviously orchestrated the leaking of it. Think about it. The only people that had this tape were Diddy, the guy who recorded it, the adult entertainer, Sly Diggler in this case, and Daphne Joy may have had it, but she's saying that she didn't have it. And even if she did, she would never release it out of the humiliation, and you could tell by her reaction she didn't want it released. Vlad saw the tape. The adult entertainer didn't leak it, despite having the tape and having done that interview with Vlad over 5 months ago. Keep in mind, 5 months ago is when this interview happened and when he showed it to Vlad. So if Vlad and that guy wanted their interview to be explosive, they would have leaked it then and there. It would have made the most sense. And if you think about this, how does this really harm Diddy? Sure, 50 Cent tried to jump in front of it, but I think that's more defense than it is offense towards Diddy. Like, yeah, we think he's freakier than before, but reputationally, right now, this doesn't harm him much, other than us learning that he has a small D, which is meaningless in the grand scheme of things, right? Like other things that he's currently dealing with, prison, being a dude that likes your girl getting smashed, potentially liking dudes, DV, you know, other things that really are a lot of a bigger deal than this.
So all of this is about a video that Diddy leaked about his own member. What a society we live in, man. Like, you know, sometimes I ask myself, I sit there and I wonder, and I say to myself, hey guys, make sure you put all the videos that you want me to react to in the community tab, and then you guys go ahead and you do it. And then after I watch some of these, I kind of feel brain dead by the end of the entire process. But I guess I do it for the fans. I do it for the chat, you know? I do it for the chat. That video, the whole video, the reason it came out is just about Diddy's penis. Oh my god, bro. You guys. Because I think we're gonna have to get some antihistamine. Yeah, I don't know, just some out of nowhere. It's just like boom. You know? It's like just out of nowhere, dude. My allergies went kaboom. Kabow. Rest in peace, my granny. She got hit with a bazooka.
What's popping, y'all?
I got hit with a bazooka. Oh, wow. Kaboom. Rest in peace, my granny. I got hit with a bazooka. She could put it on my face. She just hit it with the hookah. Kaboom. Kaboom. All right, guys. Here we go. Let's jump into this. Every single time that we're gonna have to face this. I don't think so. We're gonna have to find an answer for this. Alrighty, let's get into this next video, gang. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's go, guys. Whoa.
This has got to be the worst week of DDG's streaming career because it's just been negative thing after negative thing. And it's not just his streaming career. And we're going to go through every single part of it. Number one is his cameraman left.
As you guys do know, I have
Streamer University 2. And apparently, he wasn't on it.
Me and Ed have parted ways. I seen some fake captions. They saying that me and Ed is beefing. That is not the case. But I did not fire Ed. Ed decided that he wanted to leave. So I
No. The nigga said, I want a cameraman that I can hang around and chill with. This is what the nigga said. He said this. And now, what? He's going to backpedal and say, oh, the nigga decided to leave on his own accord? Come on, man. Niggas love semantics.
So you know what? I understand it. And y'all know I always preach to people like, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, go another route, I always preach that. I can't be mad at it because, you know, if I'm hanging around doing this and that, I'm gonna get inspired too, and I'm gonna want to do whatever I want to do. So, that's that, y'all. So I gotta find a new cameraman. Unfortunate, you know, it happens. It is what it is.
So here, DDG announces his cameraman, Edmund, left him. This is the second cameraman that left him, by the way. The first guy was Johnny, and that dude, Johnny's really successful right now. He's killing it. There was no bad blood between them, so DDG needed another cameraman after that. Also, that dude, Johnny, was the only one that showed up to DDG, the only streamer in LA that showed up to DDG's show, showed him a lot of love, support. That guy seems like a very authentic, big-hearted guy. Now, for this...
I wonder, how does the industry feel about DDG's music career? Because I know he's got Blueface, but how does the rest of the industry feel about it, you know? I know Black Point Max did this song with Zendaya, so I guess they're slowly creeping in, you know?
Guy, why did he leave?
But why did I leave?
Oh, okay.
I want to preface.
Let's find
Hey,
out.
you want to be a streamer. You left to be a streamer.
Maybe.
I'm going to be a streamer.
Yes. Heard it here first.
If I see somebody say, hey, left to be a fucking pickleball champion, that's what the fuck I'm going to do next. Don't tell me what the fuck not to do, because I'm going to do it.
You'll do it, boys.
Follow your heart always. You left to be a cornstarch. Space could get you. Look, watch this. I'm gonna give you a chance.
So, of course, immediately, when this guy leaves, he hops on and he starts talking about why he left, and he's streaming, of course. And you see the chat moving. And do you think these guys are fans of this guy? Well, they might become fans of this guy now, but no, really, they're fans of DDG. So this guy continues and gives a little bit of a complaint of why he had to quit.
And I'm gonna be honest, guys. Everybody gets burnt out. I'm tired. I'm gonna be honest. Holding this camera is fucking tiring. Y'all don't understand. Y'all think it's a...
Your job is to hold the camera, and now you're going to complain about your time. And what's this whole thing with everybody putting stickers on their face? What's the whole thing with that?
joke. In Trinidad, I held the FX6 in the hot beaming sun where I was burnt. I looked like a tomato and I held that all day and we were walking 25,000 steps. But y'all still call me an L cameraman. There's no winning. And I gotta accept the fact that at the end of the day, there's gonna be people that hate. But however many people we have in here, whether it's 1%, 10%, I don't care. But if you're a piece of shit that just likes to spread hate, just leave. I don't want you to buy my clothes. I want you to support me. I want to build a real community based off my brand reservation.
So this guy's talking about, yeah, you know, in Trinidad, I had to hold up this thing in the beaming sun. It's like, dude, that's your job. This is the problem with it. And DDG's mother was even upset with this as well.
Janelle, what you talking about? Ed quitting or whatever he did? Ed, no, he wrong because he could have gave. If you work in a job, you give them a notice. You don't just do like that. Ed, if you watching, yeah, I said it. You just don't do like that.
You heard it like
you don't.
that.
I mean, it don't even have to be
Mind you, every job I've gone to, I've just either left like that or I've gone fired. But they're mostly jobs that I don't like. So, I mean, there's that. Keep that in mind. Take that with a grain of salt, I guess.
2 weeks notice, but a day or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or something. You don't do nobody like that. We family, right? At least that's what we said.
DDG's mother is Spin. I didn't know she was streaming, but you're not giving the guy a 2 weeks notice. And now DDG's in search for a new cameraman. And he talks about, like he wants people around. This is why I think DDG's too big hearted for this. Yeah, I want people around me. I want bosses and I want people to level up. No, you want a cameraman. I'm gonna give DDG content right here. Free content, free game. Don't give me credit. I just want to watch it and be entertained. The next cameraman you get, you got to have the interviewing process, get a lie detector for the interviewing process. So have the guy doing the lie detector and all the people that you try out, you line them up in the lie detector and you ask them, hey, do you ever have any plans on streaming? Are you going to use the opportunity by being my cameraman to eventually launch your streaming career? That's going to be a banger of a stream. DDG's fan base is going to love that. And the people that actually want to become streamers, they're going to fail the lie detector and you kick them onto the curb. And the ones that aren't, now you've got somebody that's going to be reliable and doesn't have an ulterior motive. Because the problem is,
the fact that we have to get all the way to the point of lie detector tests shows the entire job market. People would rather just be famous than to actually be working. It shows the whole market. Yo, you need to do a lie detector test to get a job. It was like the last time when I went to go apply for a gig and they're like, yo, do this IQ test. I'm like, nigga, how you gonna give me an IQ test for a job? Like, you want to make sure that niggas aren't retarded before we sign up or what?
What happened with this Edmund guy? DDG paid this guy. He took him traveling around everywhere with him. And he launched his career off of DDG's back and left DDG. So you paid this guy to build him up a career where he can get paid more. You see how insane that is? No, that's way too generous. You need...
Right, but this is the platform also. You have to also understand that this is the platform, okay? Yes, it wasn't like the guy came on to shoot DDG's content for free. He came on to shoot DDG's content and was paid handsomely for it. And then the man said, you know what? I'd rather be doing X, Y, and Z, so now I'm leaving to go do X, Y, and Z. Obviously, maybe he should have gave some sort of notice, but he's still out to venture out and do his own thing. I don't really see the beef necessarily,
Somebody that is a cameraman. Like, for example, iShowSpeed's cameraman, that guy is a cameraman that slips, dude. He loves cameras. He loves figuring out how to get better shots, how to get the underwater streams, all that other stuff. A lot of these people that want to be a cameraman.
Yes, I will. Okay, that's a good point. It's true. You need the guy who's a perfectionist and is like a specialist in his craft of just shooting stuff. Because when that happens, then everything just escalates and becomes better. If you have other people who just want to do it, I just want to shoot, and then once I have the opportunity, I'm gonna go stream. Okay, now I can see the beef. You need a samurai dojo master cameraman, because then the quality of the streams and everything are gonna get better, dude. Like, once iShowSpeed was talking about the cameraman has to go do the route when they go do the live streams IRL. He has to go walk the route that they're going to do for the stream to make sure that the camera signal works and they have enough bit rate. See, this is the kind of things that most camera people aren't willing to do because they're not dedicated to the game. You have to be dedicated to the game. That's the difference. That's the difference, And if the camera isn't working as low bit rate in certain places, they have to change the route and make a new route for the stream. Telling y'all, man, some of y'all niggas don't understand what really goes in.
Or an assistant. They just want proximity to clout. They just want to be lit. It's like Dean the Great. Dean the Great had to fire one of his cameramen because the guy decided to crack a chick in the middle of the stream. It's like, what the hell are you doing? There's a party. If you're a manager, if you're a cameraman, if you are a merch guy, if you are anybody that's part of the operation, you handle your part of the operation. You're not partying over here. All right? You're on the job. You're on the clock. So the fact that this guy launched his career off the back of DDG, I can only blame DDG. I can't blame the guy. I will say him not giving a notice is crazy. And yeah, DDG needs to get somebody who wants to be a cameraman, who is shy, who isn't charismatic. And this is the thing. DDG talks about, he wants a cameraman that he's going to be able to kick it with off camera. No, you don't. You want a nerd that you would have probably bullied. And you're like, this guy's weird. But why does this guy never talk to us? He just shows up on time all the time. He doesn't ever complain. And then once the stream is off, he just goes home and turns on his computer and starts playing video games. I don't even know where he lives. I don't know anything about him. That's who you need. That's who's going to be reliable. So DDG loses his cameraman. That's off rip. Now, in sticking to his streaming career, he also got into it with his group, Capaholics. And he would get into an argument with his own brother about, you're probably like, Capaholics? That thing is still a group? Yeah, they are still a group.
I'm going to tell you exactly where everything went wrong. Everything went wrong. Because remember that first stream we did? That shit was great, right? But I think where everything went wrong is everybody started streaming at their own time. You stream at 10 a.m. Who the is watching streams at 10 a.m.? We got real jobs. Exactly. It's not me and my niggas. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be a pool of niggas. When you look at other organizations, we look at other people like Core or Clover or the other niggas, when they all stream at the same time, they all together. So let's say Ron in. Yes, people know Jason because Jason always in it. So they're gonna go to Jason. You know what I'm saying? All of our numbers would be ×3 if we all cross-pollinate. But who am I? I'm just gonna say, Tio.
So here, DDG's just giving these guys game, and I'm just sitting here listening and watching. I'm like, who's the guy on the left? Who's the guy in the middle? Who's the guy in the back left? And who's the guy in the back right? And that's the point that DDG's trying to make. He's like, yo, we need to do stuff together. And DDG is the guy that doesn't need to tell them this. He doesn't need to be in anything with them. They need to take the initiative to be in something with DDG because that's going to clout them up. The only reason, whatever viewers that they have watch them, is because of DDG. That's the nucleus. That's the core of everything. Now, Dub, he's also known. He's known as DDG's brother, but I know who Dub is. I recognize Dub. These guys I don't, frankly. And he would go in on them again when he's wearing these pretty cool glasses.
Y'all don't know how to be honest with yourself. That's like DP. That's your problem. It's cool. That's like instead of saying, "Oh, you're called. We're ass." You said this and that. Why don't we say, "All right, baby, tee this up there." That's what I'm saying.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Lil Yachty and the Concrete Boys. And the Concrete Boys is Lil Yachty's second group. He tried to launch a different group before that, the same thing, but just like in that first group, niggas weren't willing to do any of the work. Niggas weren't willing to work at all, and so the group fell apart. And this is what's happening here. You can see that it's like, it doesn't matter if the homies are hanging around with you or the homies are with you. It's like, you can't uplift people. You can't force people to do things if they don't have it in them. If niggas don't have tiger's blood, they don't have tiger's blood.
See, if I was saying what I'm saying and I'm not kicking it with, I'm not pulling up. I'm here. Nigga, I got 2 cribs. I'm here together every day. Every day. No, you was here. I'm here. I'm here smoking with Tio. I'm here streaming every day. I don't gotta be here. You was just at my setup. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I'm just being that. That computer collected dust. I'll be here every day. If I was saying this and I wasn't on the court hooping with, I get it. If I was on the court hooping with every day, I don't give a fuck what these talking about. Yeah. This is me being real.
So here, DDG has to tell these guys, he's like, yo, I got 2 cribs. I'm in the crib every day. And he's yelling at them to work harder. And then there's also a new guy. I'm like, who are these people? Please tell me. Now, they had this like quarter zip idea, which was good. And DDG joined them for this quarter zip idea. But you can't want it more for these guys than they want it for themselves.
Exactly.
Like, all of these other groups, they're streaming at the same time and they're appearing on each other's streams. So these guys have to figure out some sort of segments. So if you're one of DDG's entourage, which you guys are in the Capaholics, if you want to make a name for yourself, and DDG's coming to your crib, it's not even like, yo, you're never here for us. He's there and they don't do anything. You got to figure out, how can I become a recurring funny theme or something in DDG's stream? How can I prank him?
Right.
This
niggas need to understand where their place is, bruv. Essentially, streaming is like starting a massive group for the Pussycat Dolls. That's all it is just Pussycat Dolls all over again. Y'all niggas gotta figure out where your place is, who's running lead, who's background. Y'all niggas all over the place looking, oh, DDG's getting mad at his own group, man. Come on, man. You see what happens when niggas hang out with people who got money, bro? They got lazy, bro. They got lazy, dog. Don't ever let up. Don't ever let up, man. DDG. If you're running down the street and you know it's not to beat, it's a way to each other. You take a picture to my heart, you take a photo, you take pictures, you show my auto. You show. Sorry. Sorry. All right, let's get into this. Ella McConan. Let's get into this. Ella McConan was right. Oh, the what's it called? The Batsy Boys of the industry. I could have told you guys that. I have no clue. It's like in this corner, you know? I don't even know, bro. Let's dive deeper into something my father has been telling me since I was a young man. All of Hollywood is Bati. Let's go. No.
Started with some new clips of I Love McConan, basically talking about some of the stuff in the last video. Y'all remember that clip I started off with, and I was showing him and Lil Peep, and it was a short clip about him saying, you know, he didn't really become zesty until he got into the industry and basically saw that this is what it was. In a sense, it was kind of like how Lil Uzi, Cardi, Thug, they all made themselves very flexible to that crowd because they're told and they know that it will sell records if you have that crowd on your side. Number one, the industry is ran by that crowd anyway. So you giving off that energy, you're gonna get records, you're gonna get placements, and this is basically what McConan talks about. And he talks about being from Atlanta and how it's like the mecca of that process of being zesty, acting zesty in order to place, have placements on records, get record deals, so on and so on. I mean, unfortunately, my city became that over time, but it is what it is. I don't have.
I mean, whether it's music executives, my film executives, directors, they're always going to try to get to the booty, bro. I don't understand what it is with these niggas that have too much power, bro. At a certain point, Pum Pum just doesn't do it for them anymore,
The involvement, it is what it is. But I wanted to start the video with that because it's pretty interesting. The clip is about 4 minutes long, so we'll get into that clip. And it's crazy, right? I pulled up this picture because this right here is the McConan that we all met. And this was the fader, the fall and rise of I Love McConan. This was years ago. This was the McConan that we met. You'll be like, okay, cool. Like Asian looking black dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, or just Asian. I don't know. He looks like he could be mixed. But with the people that he came up around, the producers, Sony Digital, Metro came up all around him. Be like, okay, cool. You're not thinking that he is finna turn into this guy. Do y'all see the difference in that? Look, now right here. Oh yeah, full blown zesty. We already know what's going on. I already showed y'all the pictures of him and Lil Peep. I showed y'all those pictures. So that right there lets you know he ain't lying. He telling you the truth. He got in that industry and turned into this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but okay, hold on. These allergies got niggas fucked up. Listen, he was already like this beforehand. If you listen to the old interviews on Vice especially, he already talks like that. And the nigga was already in doing hairstyling. He was styling hair, working at a hair salon to style a woman's hair. You can't tell me that the nigga wasn't already zesty beforehand. The industry didn't make him like that, bro. It just revealed some of the things. But this is what I say about a lot of niggas in the rap game, bro. A lot of these niggas, they play both sides. As being someone who's made animation in the music industry, hanging around with rappers all the time, you realize this, bro. They're all bi. And they're all ready to go.
So I believe him for sure. But look, let's go ahead and get into the clip. I thought it was interesting because he basically goes into, the stuff we know about the industry, but hearing it from an artist who openly is what he is, kind of gives you a new perspective. Check it out, y'all.
And the only way y'all think he'll get placements in music is by doing some gay shit. When I say the industry made me gay, I'm thinking that y'all are getting it twisted and saying different shit. I just joined the industry and saw everybody out here running around like this. And it's a lot of you got to be grouped up and tatted up and we all got to be in the same. And it's I'm me. I'm not in all of that. If I'm going to be gay, I'm going to be gay by myself. I'm not gonna be gay with the gang. The fuck? I'm just gonna do the shit that nobody do, since they all trying to do me anyway. As we coming up in here to do music, which everybody know that I can do, from the beat to the music to the melody to all that shit, it seems like everybody else in here don't want to do music. And the only way y'all in here getting placements in music is by doing some gay shit. And so since I'm so talented musically, bitches is over here hating. And so bitches is like, well, you need to do the little bend over that we had to do. How you got the club going up on the Tuesday? Cause we ain't just...
Hold on. I've never seen McConan do such zesty things in a fucking video, bro. Wow. This is too much zest. The zest overload. I don't even know what to realistically say right now. 1 second, I gotta get the thumbnail. Obviously, you guys know that. You guys, my allergies are just they're running at 100 miles an hour. I don't even understand. Question zesty clips. Wow. What a TikTok handle.
I've been over here rapping for years, nigga. I've been so girl, I heard every girl's sad story in the industry on why they couldn't make it and how they felt sexually abused and all this shit, how the game fucked up and how they gonna start beating with you talking about blood guns, they gonna start shooting you over some gay shit because everything nigga in here gay. Because all you girls out here struggling with drug addiction, struggling with your sexuality. I'm gonna go ahead and come out as gay for all of us. You know why? Because I'm from the black gay capital of the world, Atlanta, Georgia, okay? And I'm really from Atlanta, okay? I went to high school, I graduated, I went to hair school. So when I talk about homosexuality, when I talk about hip hop, I'm coming from a mecca of hip hopness and homosexuality.
Okay, we get it. But at the same time, also, hip hop is just one of those things that's really homophobic and they'll never admit to it. Dude, these allergies are kicking my ass right now, bro.
So let's not get it twisted. While all you DL Kings is running around here, okay, fine, goddamn, put your wrist up and your pinky up. When I'm the one who was out here with Father and keep talking about wrist, and then you bitches took it and you broke it and you iced it out and you came around here looking like this. And it's I don't want to have nothing to do with that. Okay? I don't want to do that. So I went to California, okay? California, Hollywood, don't get it twisted, palm trees, right? Matcha tea, hold up, rich folk.
You know the crazy thing about this? The crazy thing about this is that you can only realistically do these actions and mannerisms if you've practiced it, dude. That's the crazy shit that's going on right now. This video is why? This, like, you know what I mean? Oh my god. And I don't judge. I don't dislike McConaughey. I have no beef against him, but it's just like, you didn't have to release this. Like, it's fine. You can be a gay rapper. It's not a problem. But
what they doing? What they doing? What's everybody over here doing? Gay. What's everybody doing? Gay. What they doing in New York? Gay. What they doing in Washington D.C.? Gay. What they doing in Atlanta? Gay. What they doing in Miami? Gay. What they doing in your city? I'm the nigga standing on gay business, okay? And y'all mad at me because I'm the biggest fruit, and I'm telling you about the rest of these spoiled ass, bitter ass motherfucking berries and shit in the basket. Fruit cup. That's right, bitch. Fruit motherfucking cup. Variety, okay? Variety. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at either, though.
how long is this video?
What y'all fight?
How long is this video, dude?
Julie, you niggas sit around here talking about having dinner with another man all day?
Jeez.
Out there gayer than me. The fuck? And I came in here and found out I'm here gayer than I'm here. So this ain't shit for me to come out as gay in here and walk the fuck back out there, okay? Why?
He really telling something for real. He said it ain't nothing for me to come out as zesty in here than to walk back out there and do it. He basically talking about in the industry because everyone is zesty. He's literally telling that everybody is zest. Everyone. That's basically what he's saying. Like, if you ain't really catching the drift, it's easier for me to come out in here than to go back out there and be this way. You know what I'm saying?
I will say this last point because my allergies are just fucking beating my fucking ass, bro. Oh my god. I will say this. When it comes to a lot of the things that are going on in the music industry, and the reason why they do a lot of the zesty shit is because a lot of the occult witchcraft practices has to do with a lot of sodomy. By sodomizing people and doing, again, you know, bopped in the booty, you can take control of people. So that's why they do a lot of that in the music industry, is to take control of people's spirits and shit, is to sodomize them. Anyway, I Love McConan. I don't have a problem with you, I Love McConan. I still love I Love McConan. He just released a new track actually with Fat Man Key, so go check that out. And with that, I guess we're out. Peace. We'll hear you later, everybody. See you on the flip side. Catch you on the everything. Yeah. I guess we're gonna have to get some antihistamine, guys, because this is not cool. I was sick before, but now this is, oh god. This is not sick. This is not ill, dude. This is allergies. I have the fan going. I literally have the fan on. I have the window open, and for some reason, internet won't let me live. They just won't let me live, baby. All right, let's get into something else. Hold on.
Since 2013, Kill Tony has become the biggest comedy.
Yes. Kill Tony, big show. Big show, big everything. We love Kill Tony. Let's find out what happened to these other regulars, because a lot of these niggas haven't been back in a long time, bro.
Podcast on the planet, and nothing has been more coveted than the Golden Ticket, allowing a comedian to come back on whenever they want. But in this video, we're gonna look at every single Golden Ticket winner and find out what happened to them and how their life was changed by this opportunity. Because while the Golden Ticket has changed comedians' lives forever, it's also destroyed them in ways that you couldn't even imagine. Now, to get a full picture of what the Golden Ticket is and what it's become, you have to go back to the very first winner more than 7 years ago on episode 301.
All right, how about John Callahan, everybody? This is Kill Tony Mania. What do you guys say we pull this guy's last fucking tooth out?
He can take it out. Look, he can take it out.
Who's John Callahan?
No way. Oh my God.
Not only would John become known for taking his teeth out, he would also rile everybody up with stories about his epilepsy, and this would be enough to win the first ever Kill Tony Golden Ticket. But the history of John would pretty much begin and end here, because he'd only appear on the show one more time, and it seems like his career as a comedian has come to an end. Our second Golden Ticket winner, however, would have a much more interesting story, because when Caroline Smith was pulled from the bucket, she wasn't just a fun interview, she was a legit comic.
I'm realizing I'm kind of an...
From the very jump, the whole entire theme of the series and show has been find people that are completely just essentially disabled and put them onto the show. I like that format. I like it. I like supporting that.
Asshole. I know that because the last time a homeless person asked me for money, I pretended I was retarded. I get that watching someone in a wheelchair use the word retarded is like watching a Hispanic person use the N-word.
But just like John, she too would disappear after only one more appearance. It's a trend we're going to see as we continue throughout these early years, and it's one of the reasons why it didn't really mean much to win one, because most of these were given out on road shows, and the winners weren't going to travel across the country to cash it in. But there was one young comic, the youngest comic actually, who would buck this trend. He was the first to realize the power of a golden ticket.
It got me thinking, you know, like, what do I identify as sexually? And I think I got it. I think I most sexually identify as a virgin. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Come on, we all know what the fuck I mean. Does it look like I've ever...
What's his jacket? What's all this steez that he's got going on right now, bro? It's wild.
touched a boob before? Exactly.
Tristan was so young at this point, he couldn't even do stand-up without his mom in the club. But he was also smart enough to realize what a golden ticket could do for his career. For the next 3 months, he would drive from Phoenix to LA and perform on the show every single week. He was actually performing so often that they considered putting a limit on him. But Tristan was crushing, and nobody else was cashing it in at the time. Soon, however, there was going to be a lot more competition.
Really? So he started showing up way too often. Everyone's like, yo, this nigga needs to take a break.
And the days of getting up every Monday were going to come to an end. Now, Kill Tony was taking the show back on the road. And this time, they were hunting for the best talent all around the country. Some of these names would become icons, and others would be forgotten forever. But there was no doubt that tons of new winners were about to be given a chance.
Put your hands together for Todd Royce, everyone.
I'm growing my hair out. I look like Jesus with a thyroid problem.
This guy's hilarious, bro. 1 second, man.
I look like if Jesus moved back into his mom's basement and got really good at Fortnite.
Todd Royce was the first of this new wave of winners, and unlike John and Caroline, his eyes were open to the importance of this opportunity. Over the next few years, he cashed it in a total of 11 times. But Todd was also a great example of what a golden ticket winner should be. Sure, he was good in his first appearance, but over the years, he would become great. Todd definitely wasn't, because he was a part of some of the most iconic moments ever.
I actually brought it with me because they gave it to me.
You brought the stone with you? Oh.
This is the actual stone.
Oh my God, let's see that.
Jeez.
Let me see that, Lewis.
It's never been open. It's never been open.
Don't, Lewis, no. No. Put that away.
Fuck, dude, I never.
No.
This new run of the Golden Tickets era was just beginning, though. It's an aspect that the show was desperately lacking in its first 350 episodes. But now, all that had changed. And not too long after finding Todd in Portland, they found their newest Golden Ticket winner just a few weeks later in Iowa.
Is there anyone here that thinks they can bench press the President of the United States? That guy right there?
Guy.
Come on up here. We will count it. Holy shit.
And after bench pressing Jeremiah, Allo would crush his minute and be invited to another episode of Kill Tony the very next day, becoming the 5th Golden Ticket winner. But Allo is one of the most unique cases on this entire list of a comedian who could have and should have been great. But for the most part, he's been completely forgotten about. What's strange, though, is it actually has nothing to do with his lack of talent, and it has everything to do with a moment of bad luck.
If you don't get the fuck out of here, where'd you get those Jordans before or after Chappelle gave you that chain? I got something funny. You look like Idris Elba fucked the blowfish.
I tried to...
Yo, I think maybe this kind of did it, dude.
That's funny too.
Since Allo was a truck driver in Iowa, he didn't get the opportunity to cash in his ticket often, but this was his big moment to prove that he could be a real part of the show. Unfortunately, Donnell would have one of the worst guest appearances of all time, completely ruining any chance Allo had to prove that he was worthy of more appearances. And since this moment, we've only seen him back on the show 2 more times. It's one of the more disappointing examples on this list of a comedian who should have been given the opportunity to grow and develop, but instead, he's just been forgotten to time. Our next Golden Ticket winner, however, wishes that he could have been given the opportunity Allo did, because he's a comic that I can almost bet that you've never heard of before.
Pull a name out of the bucket. Make some noise for Ryan Middendorf.
I recently had to quit smoking weed. Not because I wanted to, but because my psychiatrist told me to. But when I used to smoke and drive, I'd play this game called Everybody's a Cop. What you do is you stay in your lane and drive the goddamn speed limit because you're too high to drive and everybody's a cop.
Ryan was from a small town of a few thousand people, spending his time working at Taco Bell and working on a dairy farm. And even though he hadn't been doing comedy for very long, he was naturally funny. It was obvious that Ryan could have been a solid comedian, but if he wanted it, he'd have to move to a city with more than just one stoplight. It didn't seem like Ryan really cared that much, and in a way, it's kind of beautiful. It wasn't about the fame or the money, it was about the love of the land and dishing out Nacho Bel Grandes. And whichever small town he's wandering around right now, I'm sure he's probably the funniest there. And to Ryan, maybe that's better than being some big Kill Tony star. But while Ryan's disappearance had a wholesome aspect to it, our next Golden Ticket winners doesn't. And she's truly someone you've probably never heard of, and if you did, definitely forgot about her forever.
Pull another name out of the bucket. Make some fucking noise for Nicole Pressler, everybody.
My daughter, like, she killed everything. She killed my bladder. I pee myself all the time. I pee myself if I sneeze, if I cough. I'm peeing myself right now. Hope it doesn't get on you. But even worse, I pee myself in the bedroom. The down and dirty time.
Now, if you're wondering how the hell Nicole won a golden ticket, you're not wrong. But this was still the time when Tony was handing these things out like candy. Unfortunately, though, this candy would be gobbled up. And after her one and only appearance, Nicole would never be seen from or heard of again. The grind of the Kill Tony roadshows, however, were still in full effect. And their next and most ambitious stop was Melbourne, Australia.
Pull another name out. Make some noise for Liam O'Brien.
Girls, I know what it's like not knowing if someone's talking to you just because you have boobs. I was walking past the gym and there was a sign that said, "Join us and work out the way you want to." So I did.
more popular, and better talent was actually willing to sign up. But Nicole was showing she could be so much more than just a comedian. She was proving that she could be a performer.
Stay with love forever true.
The great Nicole Tran, ladies and gentlemen, an unstoppable force and one of our favorite people that we've discovered this year here on Kill Tony.
Now, a performer is something that the show really hadn't seen up until this point. And as we've explored in other videos, it was around this time that Tony became obsessed with the idea of trying to create characters. Nicole was a mold that he could try to shape into a star. But unfortunately, this project would really never turn out how he imagined. As fun as Nicole was, she could just never take that next step that she needed. She would, however, set off a chain reaction that would lead to some of the show's greatest golden ticket winners ever. But before we get there, Tony was still hunting for his newest star. And his next comedian had...
The problem with Nicole Chan is that she likes to go off. She doesn't like to just hit the brakes. This is the problem with her.
all the potential he was looking for.
All right, your next comedian goes by the name of Jared Nathan, everybody. And we both have big dicks. Holy shit. Oh my God. A star is born, everybody.
Jared was Tony's second real project in this new era of the Golden Ticket, but he too struggled hurdling the hump of becoming a star. It wasn't just enough to be funny. It had to be more than that. I mean, that's the real difference between a Golden Ticket winner and a regular. A Golden Ticket winner is someone who has potential. A regular is someone who's realized their potential. And Jared was struggling to take that next step. After nearly 30 appearances, it became pretty obvious that this probably wasn't going to happen. But he would be another example for these future winners to learn from, because gone were the days.
Really? So Jared Nathan is never coming back? That sucks. He's actually hilarious, dude.
Of John and Caroline. Now you had to have real star potential, and everybody seemed to realize that. And nobody seemed to realize that more than the kid who was just on America's Got Talent. And he wanted to see if he could translate that to the most ruthless comedy show on the planet.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Aaron Belial, everybody.
I'm a better ventriloquist than that other fucking idiot.
Aaron Belial is hilarious. He is funny.
Talk about something no one had ever seen before.
But
Here was
Jared
a mute
Nathan, I'm mad that he doesn't come back.
disabled, cold-blooded killer, the type of comic Tony has wet dreams about. And not surprisingly, he would be a comedian who stuck around. But Aaron ran into a different problem than Jared and Nicole, because as unique as he is, if he was ever going to become more than a Golden Ticket winner, fans had to fall in love with him. And for the next few appearances, they did. But let's be honest, the whole no talking thing is kind of hard to do interviews. I mean, it's not his fault that most of the show is being able to give quick responses to questions. And for him to still carve out such a unique role on the show, it's actually pretty incredible. But Tony was still hunting for someone who could truly transcend the Golden Ticket. And before he knew it, he was face to face with the comic who had the potential to.
I'm definitely afraid of needles, so that's why I snort heroin. I asked this girl out recently, and she said she would go out with me. I was the last man on earth, so that was when my killing spree began. So.
Up until this point, Martin Phillips is the only comedian who can say he went from a Golden Ticket winner to a regular. He's honestly one of the best examples of what it means to win a Golden Ticket. Because sure, for his first 20 plus appearances, he was strictly just a Golden Ticket winner. But over time, he became so undeniable that Tony had no choice but to move him to a regular. Right now, the only full-time regulars on the show are William and Dedrick. But Martin was promoted to a fill-in regular. So if any of those guys miss an episode, Martin's in the rotation to step in. And he proves that the hurdle the previous winners couldn't get over isn't impossible. Martin makes it look easier than it actually is, though. Because this next batch of Golden Ticket winners were trying to do the same thing, but some of their careers on the show would actually end in tragic fashion.
And he put his arm around my shoulder, bro, and he proceeded to ask me the most racist shit I ever heard. He was like, Enrique, this is what they say whenever you make love to a Latina, then make this noise in the bedroom, and he pushed me aside and he did this shit in the middle of the room.
Now, Enrique Chacon is one of the more interesting winners on this list, because technically, he was given a Golden Ticket all the way back in 2018 on his first ever appearance. Tony loved Enrique so much, and he truly believed he could turn him into an actual star. But for the better part of the next 5 years, Enrique would completely disappear from the show. And when he finally came back, he didn't just want to be a Golden Ticket winner, he wanted to be a full-time regular. Unfortunately, even with Tony giving him a chance to make that happen, Enrique fell victim to the same fate that Jared Nathan did. He just wasn't good enough yet to hurdle that hump. And since then, he seemed to have settled into his role of Golden Ticket winner, appearing every 6 months or so. But this next winner is someone who had one of the most iconic runs ever, creating some of the most interesting moments in the show's history, and it ended in complete tragedy.
60 seconds uninterrupted for your next comedian out of the bucket, Rick Diaz.
I went to the cinema last weekend, and I forgot to put my phone in silent mode, and nothing happened. Did you guys know that when cats know they're gonna die, they look for a very quiet and isolated place to die, away from the other cats? Yeah, they come to my place.
Rick Diaz would get a standing ovation and a Golden Ticket on his first ever appearance. At this point, you can see just how much the talent had evolved from its conception. But Rick wasn't cool with just being a Golden Ticket winner. He lived all the way in Brussels, and he knew his fate could easily be like Liam O'Brien's. So Rick devised a plan, a strategy, a calculated attack on one of Kill Tony's long-term regulars, because the only way for him to move to America is if he became one.
And I would kick Hans Kim's ass.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the Hans Kim rivalry.
So are you still trying to protect Hans Kim?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
We'll see what happens. If I beat him,
what do you want?
I'll give him an honest rematch at New Year's Eve. In that arena.
Now, this is what Tony wanted out of a Golden Ticket winner. This was a glimpse of what it looked like to transcend it. This wasn't just about comedy anymore. This was turning into a spectacle. And at the New Year's Eve show, Rick went from a golden ticket winner with a great minute to a comedian performing to a sold-out Madison Square Garden for a chance at regularship. The only problem was, if he lost, he was going to lose his golden ticket too. And unfortunately, even though Shane Gillis and Matt McCusker both thought Rick won, the audience sided with Hans. And after one of the most legendary runs ever, Rick was the only golden ticket winner forced to forfeit his ticket. And with that, he had to abandon any chance of becoming a regular. But even though he's the only winner who's been stripped of it, he still goes down as one of the most iconic for being the first to actually transcend it. Our next golden ticket winner had the opportunity to transcend it, but fell short in ways that we've never seen before.
I am ageless. But yeah,
my favorite character on Kill Tony after William Montgomery.
Old enough to fuck your mother.
He fell off.
Keith's first appearance was one of the most iconic we've ever seen. It seemed like another step up in the Golden Ticket's talent. Now, this wasn't Jared Nathan or Nicole Tran anymore. This was a kid with a real shot at becoming a superstar. But as Heath started to break the barrier of the Golden Ticket and was given his chance at regularship, everything started to fall apart.
You got shitface last Thursday.
Yeah,
he missed your flight. He fucked up. Who's fucking up now, huh?
Me, I fucked up.
You did.
Yeah.
And I was going to take him to do sold-out theaters in Boston and Baltimore, and he slept through his flights. And I did not get a response until after we landed in Boston.
This was the moment Tony lost his trust in his little star. And Heath would be the first Golden Ticket winner turned regular, who was demoted all the way back down to just a Golden Ticket. But it wasn't just stardom Heath was struggling with, it was also his sobriety. See, at this point, winning a Golden Ticket or becoming a regular is actually a pretty massive deal. You go from a comic people don't give a shit about to a somewhat mini celebrity in downtown Austin. And Heath was struggling to find the balance between having fun and focusing on his career. And I think even he'd admit that he was a little bit more locked in on partying rather than grinding to take full advantage of this opportunity. But our next Golden Ticket winner is someone who has tried to take full advantage of it. And the problem,
the nigga lost everything to the hose. Wow. He lost it all to the hose. More focus on wanting to get his slob knob than actually wanting to put the work in. Wow.
that Heath faced would be a blessing because no matter how hard he's tried, he's never really been able to capture that same momentum of some of these previous winners.
Back to the bucket we go. Make some noise for your next bucket pull.
Wow, well, I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
Jack Shaw.
I was bullied. That's a shocker. I was bullied in middle.
I don't like Jack Shaw. And with that, I conclude today's video. I don't like Jack too much. He's not my favorite. I can definitely say that. You're not my favorite, Jack. Let's see here. Jack Shaw. All right, what do you guys want? Clavicular updates or the golden age of useless products? Or all right, well, I guess it's cops and robbers as our final video for today, guys. So let's jump into it. Let's go, cops and robbers, baby. Oh wow.
Shots fired! Shots fired! I'm hit!
Okay. Someone's really letting them off, huh?
Shot!
Full round.
924, I'm hit! I need medical at...
Where are you?
Wood.
At least it's not like the other cop. The other cop that was...
He's still shooting. He's at Wood at that original
on
address.
Snapchat while driving. Where is he? Take cover at least. Who's driving this car?
924, I was hit in the chest.
He's
upper
doing like 5
right shoulder.
turns.
Upper right shoulder.
Hit the gas. Turn the wheel.
The suspect somewhere on the 1700 block of Wood. I believe the shots were coming upward. I got hit by about 3 rounds to my squad. One hit me in the shoulder.
Sheesh. To the body.
Okay. Squad's going down Wood. Be careful. That's right where the shots were.
To the body.
Yo, Will, dude, I'm hit.
I thought.
I think my best took it, dude. Right here. Let me look. Sit down. Sit down.
I guess there's a part on the vest where there's
Yeah, dude, there's bullet holes. There's like, I saw at least 2 or 3 bullet holes in the squad.
Where were you at?
There's glass in my face. I was just...
East on Wood?
Yeah, I was at New Holland Wood. I probably went 30 feet,
like
and then I took rounds directly
bro.
from in front of me. I looked around, saw nothing. I was looking for Kerr, because I want to know where Kerr parked. I wanted to meet with Kerr. I'm guessing it's that house on the corner we've been to.
The landlord and the officer were rushed to the hospital. However, a resident of the house, 34-year-old Victoria Truss, a security guard and mother of 1, was found lying on the lawn outside the home, dead from multiple gunshot wounds to the hands, chest, and neck. The discovery of the murder victim prompted a neighborhood-wide shelter-in-place order as officers from 27 different agencies and the FBI swarmed the area. Officers quickly learned of Victoria's long battle with domestic violence, prompting a manhunt for her ex-boyfriend, Michael Griffin, who Victoria had recently broken up with. The landlord identified Michael's vehicle as a black Mercedes, which was spotted on flock cameras 6 hours later.
And with the spikes out?
That's your speed for 60.
Lexington, Castle Lexington, coming up to Henry Clay. Speeds are 50.
Yo, these niggas moving quick. You know what's crazy about these cops, the way they're moving right now? At these intersections, bro, it's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. That's why when they come in an intersection, the person in the shotgun seat, they're the ones who are looking. And they look and they say clear, and then the person, then you cut through the intersection. Or else you're going to end up having a nasty accident here, dude. See?
Coming up to Lydell, we're
there
going outbound on Lydell from Henry Clay.
Wow. Ran that stop dirty.
These are 70, we're coming up
Didn't
to...
even clear it. Usually they're supposed to clear it.
Straight 6 right now.
That's Fairmount. Alright, coming up to Hampton. Speeds are 70.
It's hilarious, bro. These niggas are cooking. This guy's cooking. He's gunning it hard.
Stay there!
We're going to be going northbound.
It's coming this way.
Here, Clay.
Back north, it's right in here.
Sorry, Nampo. Coming up to Martin.
Come on, come on.
We're going to be westbound on Mars. Coming up to Port.
Bodies that way. This is the whip around. This Benzo? I knew they were gonna get him I knew they were gonna try to get him like that. He should have tried to do the quick maneuver later, but he actually.
Alright, several pitch time negative. We're southbound Port. Coming up to Hampton.
We're on a chase with a homicide suspect.
Yeah, I know. I'm with ATF. We're out here helping you guys.
Okay. It's coming right at us.
Yo, I don't know. I don't know what these niggas are doing, but they are not keeping up with this nigga, bro. They're throwing the tire spikes. They're throwing everything. This nigga's just weaving and dodging everything, dude. Look at this. Miss. Again. Like,
Okay, Glendale number 3, the shooting vehicle. We are southbound Port at Hampton, Miss 26. Speeds are 80. Got multiple squads involved.
and the way that she's throwing it, it's like, dude, you can hit your own team. Look at the map on the
Speeds are
side.
100. We are coming up to Hollow. Attachment 1. What's your 1? Southbound north, passing Hollow. Speeds are 90 coming up to Capitol.
The side map is hard.
Speeds are coming to Glendale. We're southbound Port coming up to Capitol. We're going to be going, I'm going to try for a picture, I think. Southbound Port.
You're going to try to do a
Southbound
pit, but it's
Port,
not
passing
working, dude. This guy is putting on a clinic when it comes to
Southbound Port passing Malvina. Speeds are 60.
34 is pounds. Southbound Port.
Approaching. Stand by.
Okay, here we go. Tries to do pit again.
Alright, we're through Keith. We're going to be on MLK.
Pit.
Negative pit. Southbound MLK. This is Windows Police in pursuit. Black Mercedes shooting vehicle from Shorewood. Southbound MLK. Passing Concordia. Speeds are 47.
This nigga, you gotta put on, he's really putting on a clinic, bro. He's driving really well. He's driving
All right,
really
southbound MLK.
Passing hour. Speeds are 60. Windale Police in pursuit. Black Mercedes shooting vehicle from City of
But
Shorewood.
he needs to, if he's really trying to evade the police, he needs to put on a little bit more of some swerve. Like, he needs to take some lefts, right? You know what I mean? Because right now, taking this straight away is, like, you're not putting any distance between you and the police right now, dude. As good as you're driving is.
Yes, sir. From the traffic, still southbound, MLK.
No, you
Alright, negative on the 6, southbound MLK through Locust. Speeds are 57. Glendale Police in pursuit, shooting vehicle. Black Mercedes, 1 occupant.
You guys aren't going to be able to pull
This
this
house will
off.
be also hit us fly too. We're gonna be
All right, that's why it's gonna be out. Let somebody else take over comms.
The havoc, the chaos. This nigga's just said, you know what? Look at this guy, dude. They took out this sign like it was GTA.
It's also hit us fly too.
Literally, look at this.
We're gonna be sound.
Oh.
All right, that's why it's gonna be out. Let somebody else take over comms.
We're gonna be
Eastbound center. He's gonna lose it. His rear tire is extremely damaged.
Ah, they
All right,
he
southbound
lost the
First
tire.
Street. Southbound First.
Wow, they got him.
I got comms. Both on first approaching court.
Dirty.
Speed bumps on first. Be careful.
Dirty.
I got comms. Both on first.
Everybody okay? Everybody okay?
Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna lose it here. We hit MTD. Swarm the area.
Wow.
All right, shots fired. Shots fired. He's shooting out the rear window.
Back off a little bit.
Wow. Shots fired.
Chucky, you do.
Single occupant.
Full alarm. You're picked up on one.
Southbound first, passing Meineke. Reminder, shots fired. Shots fired at the police.
Why did he want to beat up his Mercedes?
Southbound first, passing Meineke. Shots
Shut
fired.
the fuck up.
Police. He's still all over the road. He got multiple flat tires.
What was that interaction? What was that whole interaction?
Passing Meineke. Reminder, shots fired. Shots fired at the police.
Southbound first, passing Meineke. Shots
Shut
fired.
the fuck up.
Police. He's still all over.
Dumb. She called him a dumbass for breaking over the light post. It's warranted.
The road, he got multiple flat tires, extensive damage coming up to Reservoir. Westbound on Reservoir from 1st Street.
I'm telling you, man, he should have done some lefts and rights and rights and lefts.
Anyway.
Yeah, because the straight game that he's
Blue
playing is
MLK
not good.
continuing westbound, coming up to Del R. Phillips. 1 for
Shooting, don't fucking hit.
Fucker is shooting, don't pit. Look. And who was it that said that? Was that a male voice or a female voice? Wait, you gonna shoot through the window? Wow. Look, I'm shooting through the window. That's how badly he needs to blast.
He's shooting. Get down. Yep.
Bro.
Reservoir Phillipson.
Wow. It's a full-on gunfight.
Watch the crossfire.
A full-on gunfight.
You guys have a shield back here?
Shield up. We're in a full-on battle.
He might be. It's up there. There's a car right there. You can see it. Let's get behind that car. On your left. On your left.
Dude, it's so crazy that it's just like, it's one nigga that did this, bro. One nigga that got the whole crew to pull up like this. One man in Mercedes and he's done.
Behind you,
This is like, he's on 3 stars right now.
Behind our shield.
Niggas playing with shields. Shit.
As of now, all units are good.
Jax, you got a shield?
I'm sure of the suspect.
Sweetie, let's get the bear cat rolling up here. Watch crossfire. We have officers to the west, just north of the vehicle.
Get the bear cat.
Yeah, bear cat.
One PDF guys going around to the east.
Do we know if everyone's out of that squad rolling?
The big
I think
boys
so.
came out. The big boys
We got
came
a couple
out.
guys on the right. We got a couple guys on the right and a couple to the left.
You're on scene.
You good? I have to second clip. Did you shoot? Oh, what's up? I did. Give guys some cover, all right? That's safe entry.
Yeah, we don't have any coverage.
Wow.
On fire.
Bro, it's crazy that now on Midwest Safety we get all these different fucking camera angles, bro, from all the niggas that were
So when I was up
in this
here,
shit
he was
that
still
they
sitting
had.
up. When that rifle started shooting, I think he's across the seat this way. He was still up, and I was up on the hill. You want to go back? Let's go back. Come on.
9495, have medical page. You just stay with me, all right? Hey, you got it.
What happens to this guy?
Were recovered, and Michael was found with 11 gunshot wounds. Police later found 9 spent casings fired from inside Michael's car. The medical examiner's office discovered methamphetamine in his system. The Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office later ruled the officers to be justified in their use of force and were cleared of any wrongdoing. The Shorewood officer who was shot was quickly released from the hospital, thanks to his ballistic vest, as was Victoria's landlord. According to court documents, Michael Griffin had a history of domestic abuse and violence. In 2009, he pleaded guilty to possessing a dangerous weapon under the age of 18 and
well, then in that case, don't do bad things, kids. Stay out of trouble and stay in school. All right? It's important to stay in school. It's important to stay hydrated. Yeah, I guess so. You know? Looks like we're going to have to get some allergy medicine. I didn't want to have to do it, but it looks like we're going to have to do it. I don't know what the fuck is going on with my nose right now, bro. It's crazy work. I'm in this corner. I don't know. The whole room is just fucked. So we'll have to figure that out. Let's do the closing video if we can. I have to like clean the walls or some shit. I don't know, man. There might have been cats in here. I can't do the closing piece. All this shit is crazy right now. Anyway, what can I say? Sometimes it's okay to overthink sometimes. All right, here we go, guys. Last video. I think it may be that mattress. All right, guys. The last video, you always know. Today's video is just about, not sure even. I just want to give you an update. Let's do an update as to what's been going on. So we've been applying, like you guys know. We have the new spot already. We're down at my brother's place, and where you guys know that. We stopped doing labor jobs. The labor job people like to message me, and I always refuse, letting them know that I am above labor work now. Yes, so that's good. That's a good move upwards. Allergies are bugging me like crazy today. Aside from that, we're back streaming. We were sick for a couple of days. I don't know if it was sick or it was allergies, but something's going on with me, and I don't really like. You guys can hear it in my voice. Hear my voice. Anyway. Yeah, so when it comes down to everything's going on, everything's moving copacetically, boys. We're still applying. We're still trying to figure out if we can get some sort of job doing content for somebody or a company. So that's still in the process. So everything is just copacetic, you know, moving great. I couldn't have had it any other way. I mean, when it comes down to doing things, sometimes you're going to be in the, you know, in the muck, in the bad, in the negative. But you just have to take a second and stop for yourself and say to yourself, you know what? This is okay. It's okay if things are bad. It's okay if things aren't working out the way they should be. As long as you keep a positive outlook of where you're going, then this bad situation will only last for so long. And then eventually it'll be gone. And then once it's gone, then you can find yourself in your better situation. So perseverance is key. Especially now more than ever with how crazy the world is getting. You have to persevere. We don't know what's going to happen next, you know? Don't be fully invested in the market. Leave some assets liquid. These are the financial advisings that I can give you guys. And aside from that, that's about it, because my nose is falling off and I don't know what to do today. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick life update as to what's going on. And with that, yeah, well, let's continue to... Oh yeah, we have a product offering. I will say that also. So aside from editing videos for brands, which we have been able to find, we also have a product offering where we're doing 3D animation websites, like microsites. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to make it all work, but I think it's something that's an advancement of just doing 3D animations or AI visuals. It takes everything to the next step. Anyway, I've hooted and hollered enough for today. So I will catch you guys tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we can get some antihistamine for tomorrow. And with that, I bid you adieu. And with that, I bid you adieu.